Good morning, children. Sairam. I hope you all are extremely fine. So, today we are here with a very new chapter, that is Albert Einstein at school. So, today we are going to study about Albert Einstein, who was a great physicist, and how he was in his young days. You must be amazed to know that he was a student who was even below average. He was not that good student, but later on how extraordinary he proved to be in physics and maths. Let's see. By Patrick Pringle, about the author. So the author who has written this story is Patrick Pringle. He was born in 1935 in Rochester, New York. Pringle grew up in Mendon, just a minute, a rural town just south of his birthplace. He was educated in a one-room schoolhouse where one teacher handled the first through 8th grades. In 1945, the schoolhouse closed and Pringle was sent to a Sanford school in Honoyos Falls. This school, the author recalled in SAS, had a library that fed my hunger for books. After graduating from high school, Pringle worked for a year in the kitchen of County Hospital. In 1954, he enrolled at Cornell University, majoring in wildlife conservation. At Cornell, Pringle's interest in nature was nurtured by his classes and by vacations with friends. Albert Einstein at school. So, the lesson Albert Einstein at School is an extract from the biography of Albert Einstein named The Young Einstein by Patrick Pringle. In this lesson, Patrick familiarizes the reader with those years in Einstein's life where he was struggling each day in school, and as each day passed, the school diploma felt like a far fetched dream. It throws light upon a few encounters with his teacher, what he felt about the neighborhood he lived in, and how he had only one good friend, Yuri. The way Albert strategizes to get out of the miserable place that was school for him, and how things turn around in the end, makes the story even more interesting. So, how Albert Einstein was when he was extremely young, when he was a school going child. He never wanted to be in school, he never used to like studies. Why? Because he was least interested to take anything that is so bookish. He does not believe in the bookish language, and he used to think that all these things are not going to take him to some level, to somewhere, because for him something which is written in the books has no value. The lesson begins with little Albert's encounter with his history teacher, where the teacher is asking him about a particular date from the past, and as usual, our unattentive Albert doesn't know the answer. This moment leads us to a little speech given by Einstein in the class about what education should include and what they are being taught is irrelevant. So, children, it must have happened with you also that sometimes when the lessons you don't find them interesting, or you think that there is nothing which is attracting your attention in the lesson, because every lesson is not interested every lesson is not that much interesting in the way maybe you want it to be. So that is why sometimes it happens that some of the lectures, some of the lessons you like very much, that is there in your mind. It's like for lifetime you are going to have those lessons in your mind, because maybe that the thing which we have used in those lessons, maybe that was of your interest. But sometimes there are certain things which you have memorized so many times, you have learned so many times, you have been taught so many times, but still you don't remember them. So it's just the matter of interest, and that is why most of the time it happens with the students also. When you're not interested in something and you are in the class and the teacher is teaching you, so at that moment, if you are not interested, it means you will not be attentive, and if you're not attentive, you have to face the consequences. Like, if the teacher asks you something, and because you're not attentive in the class, so you will not be able to answer that. So in the same way, there was once the lesson going about history, and Albert was not interested in the chapter because he was never interested in the subject history. And that's why when the teacher was asking something about the war, so he was not knowing the date of that, and that is why, just to overcome this thing, he was giving the different opinions. He was saying that the education should be, in some other way. The teacher should not give us the bookish information, and whatever is written in the book is having no value, because if we have to, uh, suppose in history, what is the problem that the student faces is mostly about the dates, that, you know on this date which fight took place, or anything that is related to date. You mostly have problems with that. You have to learn a lot of dates in history. So according to Albert Einstein, what he used to say, that if we have to uh, mention the dates, or we have to know the dates of something, it's very easy. We can always see that in the book. Why to remember that? So for him, remembering date was something which was having no use, because he himself was not that intelligent that he could remember all the dates. So he was giving excuses, and he was saying that the education which we are getting is irrelevant, this topic is irrelevant, because when the teacher asked him the question, he was not knowing the answer. That's why it happens in the class also sometimes, when the student is not attentive, and when the teacher asks something, sometimes the students, they just normally say that, "Ma'am, sorry, I don't know the answer," but sometimes they argue. So here it was the second thing, where the child Albert Einstein was a kind of arguing with the teacher. It ends up in him being punished by the teacher, which again is not new. Then the lesson talks about how Albert disliked his neighborhood because of all the slum violence, and compared it to his best friend Yuri's neighborhood, who did not like his either. Albert even expresses his worries to his cousin Elsa from Berlin, who thinks he can pass if he made a little effort. At this point, Albert starts strategizing his way to get out of the school, and he suddenly gets an idea that involves a doctor who is willing to help him. So finally, what happens? One thing was there, that Albert was least interested in studies. Other thing was that the neighborhood in which he was living, the atmosphere of that place was not at all good. There was a husband who used to drink every time, and he used to beat his children and his wife. So children, yes, I agree with this thing, that many times it happens that you need to have a good atmosphere to study properly. If you are having a lot of problems in your, homes, it becomes quite difficult for a child to study properly. So yes, atmosphere also matters, but it is not only the atmosphere that matters. If you are having strong will, if you are having interest, then also you can, kind of manage that thing. But yes, to some extent, I believe that atmosphere matters. So here, the locality in which he was living, that locality was also not good. There the husband was there who used to beat his wife and his children, and they used to always scream, shout. So this thing was also a bit disturbing for Albert, and he was having one of his best friend, and that was Yuri, and he was very much close to the friend. Now what he thought of a plan where he wanted to get rid of these studies, he wanted to get rid of the school, where he planned to go to a doctor, and he wanted to meet the doctor, and he wanted the doctor to help him, who can give him a certificate where the doctor can write that this child is having some problem with the nerves. He has the nervous breakdown, and that is why he will not be able to study. So he wanted certain kind of thing, certain kind of favor from the doctor, so that he can show that certificate in the school and he can get rid of the school. So now let's see that plan really helped him out or not. He wanted the doctor to know that he had a nervous breakdown and prescribed that the root cause of it is school, and he shall stay as far away from it as he could. This is where Yuri agrees and sets up an appointment with his friend, a freshly qualified doctor who he wants is hard to be fooled. Albert thinks about his conversation with the doctor so much that at this point he is actually nervous. On meeting the doctor, he comes to school that Yuri has already told him everything and the doctor is ready to help him. So earlier, initially, Albert was thinking that he is going to tell the doctor as really he's having this problem that he's having a nervous breakdown, but his friend Yuri told him that it is not easy for you to be fool a doctor. So what Yuri did as a favor, Yuri told each and everything to the doctor what actually was, and the doctor was ready to help Albert Einstein. The doctor understands how tiring school can be, asks Albert his plans after he gets out of the school, and realizes he is doing no good to him or anyone by staying there. Thus, he hands him his medical certificate and in turn asks him to take Yuri out for a meal. Although excited, Albert had no money to spare. He took Yuri out for supper. So finally, the doctor agreed and he helped Albert Einstein and he gave him the medical certificate where it was written that he cannot study and therefore he should be released from the school. And Albert was very happy to get that. And instead of that, the doctor told Albert to just give a kind of treat to Yuri. He was not having money, but still he agreed to it. So he is next seen with his maths teacher who is giving him a referral to make it easier for him to get into a college for pursuing higher mathematics. Einstein had studied all the maths they teach in school and even some more. He is then summoned to the head teacher's room, which is the principal, where he is told to walk away as hardly any serious work can be accomplished when he is around. As tempting it was for Albert to tell the head teacher the truth and what he thought about his school. He resisted it and walked straight out of the school with his head high. He said goodbye to his only friend Yuri, and Elsa was back in Berlin by that time. At last, Albert was out of school. So, whatever planning he did to get rid of the school. But the next day, when he went to the school, automatically he was called by the head teacher, that was the principal. He was called by the principal, and before he could say something to the principal told him to leave the school immediately, because the principal thought that it is really very difficult for the teachers to deal with the student like him, who is always arguing in the class and who is always disturbing the class, and he is disturbing the students also. So before he could say or he could show that medical certificate to the principal, the principal told him to leave the school. And Albert, he was so proud and he was just with his head high because he thought that he has done a great job, and moreover he was very excited and happy because he was leaving the school. So finally he just left the school. Only he just said goodbye was to his friend Yuri, and he just was out of the school. Now let's see the reading. In what year, Einstein asked the history teacher, did the Persians defeat the French at Waterloo? I don't know, sir. Why don't you know? You have been told it often enough. I must have forgotten. Did you ever try to learn? Asked Mr. Braun. No, sir, Albert replied with his usual unthinking honesty. Why not? I can't see any point in learning dates. One can always look them up in a book. Mr. Braun was speechless for a few moments. You amaze me, Einstein, he said at last. Don't you realize that one can always look most things up in books? That applies to all the facts we learn at school. Yes, sir. Then I suppose you don't see any point in learning facts. Frankly, sir, I don't, said Albert. Then you don't believe in education at all? Oh, yes, sir, I do. I don't think learning facts is education. So, when he was arguing with the teacher was telling him different things and he was just telling the different one, and finally the teacher asked that, do you believe in education or not? He was saying that, yes, I do believe in education, but for me learning facts is not education. In that case, said the history teacher, will heavy he said with heavy sarcasm, perhaps you will be so kind as to tell the class the Einstein theory of education. Albert flushed. I think it's not facts that matters but ideas, he said. I don't see the point in learning the dates of battles or even which of the armies killed more men. I would be more interested in learning why those soldiers were trying to kill each other. So I do believe that he has given a very good point where he's saying that uh, for me education is not something where we are just going to learn the dates that which battle took place when, but for me the thing that really matters is that why those battle took place, what was the reason behind that, why the soldiers were trying to kill each other, because he was feeling connected and he was thinking with that thing. But yes, this is also one fact. When the subjects are divided, obviously a subject like history, you have to remember the dates. Our education system is like that where you have to study like that. But yes, if we can change few things in that, I think the studies or the level of studies we can take to a different level. But I think it will take time. But yes, many things are changing and it may change later on, because in India what we are doing, we are focusing more on the marks, and here the parents are also like where they always want to have the percentage from these children. Nobody is after the what knowledge you are getting, what not, but most of the parents, they just want to have good percentage. If you are not first, second, third, they will treat you like you have not done anything. But in some of the countries, the child is always pushed towards the things where the child is interested in. If I talk about normal things like your streams only, science or commerce or arts, the division which is there in our mind is the superior ones are in science, then in commerce, and the least are in arts. But I personally don't feel there is something like that, because you have to study in all three streams, it's equal for me. But yes, the people have given a distribution like that, and it's not coming from anywhere else but from our families, where our parents are also forcing us to take science. Okay, you're focusing more on that, but I personally advise you to kindly take the things which you are interested in. Try to convince your parents and tell them that okay, I can do this better, so please give me the permission to do that. So here also the point which he has taken, or which he was talking about, was that I'm not interested to know the dates, but I'm more interested to know the reason that why those people were killing each other. That's enough. Mr. Brown's eyes were cold and cruel. We don't want a lecture from you, Einstein. You will stay in for an extra period today, although I don't imagine it will do you much good. It won't do the school any good either. You are a disgrace. I don't know why you continue to come. So, this was a bit of the chapter. Please go through the chapter properly. And if you have any problem, any query, you can ask in the group. Question answers, I'm giving you chapter wise. I think 2 chapters I have sent. Other chapters I will send you again. Try to do your written work properly. You don't have to mention any hard word or word meaning or sentence. You just have to write the characters of the story, how many characters are there and their role in just one line. And after writing the characters, straight away you can do the question answers. And you will be having only one notebook in English, that is for grammar and your literature both. So that's all for today. Thank you. Sairam.